Poverty. Poverty is a widespread and persistent issue that affects millions of people around the world. It is a complex and multifaceted problem that can have far-reaching social, economic, and political consequences. Poverty can be defined as the lack of access to basic resources, such as food, shelter, and health care, as well as the inability to participate fully in social and economic life. One of the primary causes of poverty is inequality. When a society is structured in a way that benefits a small group of people at the expense of others, it can create a cycle of poverty that is difficult to break. This can be seen in many developing countries where a small elite controls most of the wealth, leaving the majority of the population struggling to make ends meet. Another major cause of poverty is lack of access to education and employment opportunities. People who are unable to access quality education or secure a decent job are more likely to live in poverty. This is particularly true for women and children, who are often the most vulnerable in society. Poverty can also have significant health consequences. People who live in poverty are more likely to experience poor health outcomes, including malnutrition, disease, and chronic illness. These health issues can exacerbate the effects of poverty, leading to a vicious cycle that is difficult to break. Poverty also has a significant impact on children. Children who grow up in poverty are more likely to experience poor health, lower levels of educational attainment, and limited job opportunities. This can have long-term consequences for their future prospects and can perpetuate the cycle of poverty from one generation to the next. Addressing poverty requires a multifaceted approach that tackles its root causes. This includes investing in education and employment opportunities, addressing inequality, and providing access to basic resources, such as food, shelter, and health care. It also requires a commitment to social justice and the recognition that poverty is not inevitable, but rather a result of social and economic structures that can be changed. Governments have a crucial role to play in addressing poverty. They can invest in social safety nets, such as healthcare and social welfare programs, to ensure that people have access to basic resources. They can also invest in education and job training programs to help people acquire the skills and knowledge they need to secure better employment opportunities. Finally, governments can work to address inequality and promote social justice through policies that promote a fair distribution of resources and opportunities. Non-governmental organizations and civil society groups also have an important role to play in addressing poverty. They can work to raise awareness about the issue, provide assistance to those in need, and advocate for policy changes that promote social justice and equality. They can also work to empower communities and individuals to take action and create change from the grassroots level. In conclusion, poverty is a complex and multifaceted problem that affects millions of people around the world. It is caused by a range of factors, including inequality, lack of access to education and employment opportunities, and poor health outcomes. Addressing poverty requires a multifaceted approach that tackles its root causes and requires the commitment of governments, non-governmental organizations, and civil society groups. By working together, we can create a world in which everyone has access to basic resources and the opportunity to participate fully in social and economic life.